little organization takes place. And while we're at it, I know who you are. You're just like me. You've been playing by the rules. That's their expectation. Ha! The way to beat them is never play by their rules, play by ours. Now, most of you are just like me. We played by the rules. We've been paying our mortgages. Now, we know the government, to help those poor, unfortunate souls in our community, they should have homes. So the government, through the CRV Act, what was it, Community Reinvestment Act, CRA, whatever the hell they called it, it doesn't matter, died. Frank, those guys were in on that crap. So they pressured the banks to lend money to people who were never going to pay it back so they could get a home. Now, the banks didn't really want to do it, but hey, if there's money to be made, they're going to go do it, especially if it's backed up by our government. Oh my, don't we have a mess? Now, they're lying to you all this time and saying it was the greed of the banks. No. It was the greed of the politician and the greed of the leftists. Oh, yes, they're the greedy ones. Just watch them. But you don't know this fact. Republicans and Republican families actually have lower levels of income than Democratic families do. But the research proves that the Republicans and the conservatives give more of their time and money to charity than any of the Democrats. Oh, those compassionate souls. I have one message to give to those assholes right at the moment. And that's what they are. I'm not going to call them out or be nice and civil anymore. They called us teabaggers. They called us Nazis. They called us everything. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to fight back. Do you have the guts? Are you an American? Are you George Washington Valley Fords ready to cross that cold, stormy river against overwhelming odds to strike a blow? I don't know about you, but I feel like that little mouse when the bird of prey is coming to him. I'm gonna flip at the bird, and I ain't gonna quit, because American blood runs through my body and is in my soul, and freedom burns to come out. And I'll be damned if any leftist, regressive, progressive, oppressive asshole is gonna tell me how to live any effing more. So if you haven't got it, there's all kind of ways to attack these assholes. Don't send your kids to their schools. 2-year moratorium. Watch how they come begging for mercy. But we're not going to give it to them until 10 years gone and your prices have dropped, commensurate with the quality you've been providing. And I personally would not hire any person from Harvard. It has become the business school of socialized economic policy. You know, you're Dilbert just like me. You work in that cubicle, you see your executives heading over there, they come back dumber than shit. Dumber than rocks. That's what they are. I can manage anything by a chart and a Monte Carlo or a fishbone analysis. Bullshit you can. If you don't know that business from the ground up, you don't know jack diddly squat. I will apologize for some of my insanities. I do tend to get a little upset. But then again, I did what I said earlier. I follow Jesus Christ. Do you remember the scene in the Bible? When he went into the temple and there were the money changers. Oh, he got a little angry that day. He's a pacifist. The hell he is. He didn't throw them out because they were defiling the temple. He threw them out because they were fleecing his sheep. They were cheating him. That's why he did it. It had nothing to do with the building. It had to do with the sheep. And if you're a Christian, every one of your fellow men is a fellow sheep with you. Me, I happen to be a sheepdog. Oh, well, I graduated. I bark at you. I will never bite you, because you are the salvation. You, the sheep, are heaven on earth, because it exists within you, and you have incredible power. So why is the media still walking around with their smugness? We won. No, the blood of Benghazi is on their hands. It is in their eyes. It is on their ears. It is all over them. We should be putting billboards up in every city, every county, everywhere, calling out these liars. And it's worse. They're traitors. They knew exactly what was going on. Don't look here, sheeple. It's just a distraction. The hell it is. That's 4 brave Americans that ended up dead because you wanted to win an election. Screw that. It's time to put on our armor. It's time to gird up. Now, I never, ever condone physical violence. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to war. Think you don't have a leader? Yes, you do. She lives in Wasilla. You watched as that lying crumb, the cretins in the media, attacked her and her family mercilessly. And what did you do? You did nothing. Republican men are wimps at this moment. I'm from the South originally. We don't let our women get treated that way. You Northerners must have a lot to learn. Maybe you ought to grow some balls and act like it. And women, I'm proud of you. You guys have been leading the fight. You got mine. And Miss Palin, you're drafted. Yes, you know who I am. You know how to get me. I'll be your damn voice. And for all of you Americans, I'll be your voice. And it's not done there. You know, there's no law about, at least not to my knowledge, some of you legal beagles and all you guys, about going into the stock market with the purpose of losing money. Now, we know who their investors are in their evil scheme. George Soros is a nice one. Head of Starbucks is another good guy we could go after. What would stop us from going into the market to lose money to tank their investments? We should put them all out of business. Tell you what, you want me to help make this viral? I'll do my part. I'll be your voice. And let me tell you, they cannot resist. This is the Asylum of Truth. There for a minute, I forgot about a very important constituency. There I go again, can't say crap. Oh well, just some of those words drive the old tongue mad. However, one of the greater impacts on this election was our Hispanic neighbors, our Hispanic friends. Why? Well, let me explain to you about Fast and Furious and why you should have never voted for their God. What is Fast and Furious? Oh, it's one of those operations our wonderful government came up with where they would let weapons go across the border untraced to end up in the hands of the cartels. Now, there were no tracking mechanisms. What on earth could be their reason? Oh, maybe it was their meme that all the guns come from America, so that they could restrict our Second Amendment rights. And then when it was first exposed, he said, oh, Bush, he had wide receiver. The difference between wide receiver and Fast and Furious Americans is that no guns left under wide receiver. They knew. The Mexican government knew. In the case of Fast and Furious, the Mexican government didn't know. Now, all you Hispanics, and I love you dearly. I know you're a good people. And I know you work hard. At least most of you do. Same as a particular ethnic background I have. Yeah, most of us are pretty good, but there's that percentage are just trailer trash. I've given up on them. Okay, they want to be, I don't blame them. That's freedom. They can be that. All they want to. But now let me explain this Fast and Furious to you. Hundreds of your countrymen in Mexico have been murdered with these weapons. We've had a Border Patrol agent on our border murdered with those weapons. Not one head has rolled. Now, it's not just the blood of Benghazi on these people, it's the blood of Fast and Furious, who will not report on it, who will not investigate it, and tell us what idiot came up with this. Of course, their wonderful master of the media, their God Obama, has claimed executive privilege. I am pissed, and so should you be.